This is Amy from North 40 Outfitters, and today we're going to talk about what you need to do with your power tools to get them ready for the winter, so when spring comes, you're heading outside in the lawn and garden. So at the end of the season, it's so easy just to throw the weed eater or throw the lawnmower in the garage and just call it good for the year. But the thing is if you take care of that small engine, it is going to take care of you for the long run. So one of the first considerations that you need to think about is the fuel. If you allow gasoline to sit over the winter or for prolonged periods, it tends to separate and there could be gunk settling at the bottom and moisture that comes out, which can ruin your little engine. One of the best things to use, and has been around forever, is sta-bil, which helps keep everything from separating. Now, growing up, I was always taught to siphon out the gasoline and put it in another tank and then add sta-bil. But a lot of people, and it's perfectly acceptable, just to add sta-bil according to the directions and the amount directly to the gasoline, the fuel tank in your small tool or your mower. So your weed whacker or your lawnmower, just add this directly to the fuel tank is absolutely fine, or put it in a separate one. The other thing you also want to do is change the oil. There is a whole debate on whether you should change the oil in the fall or change the oil in the spring, and it's kind of like gardeners who decide whether they want to leave plants standing in the fall and clean them up once the weather warms in the springtime, or whether you want everything cleaned in the winter or before going into winter. Kind of the same thing with changing the oil. There's a lot of people who feel that after a season of working, it's better to get it all cleaned up before you put it away. And there's other people that say once they get started in the spring, they want to do it a few times and then clean it. I always lean towards cleaning it in the fall, because then it is done, it is cleaned and ready to go for the spring. And you know nothing is sitting there ruining it. One of the other things that you just want to do is just want to go over and clean it up with the grass clippings and everything. It's so much easier to clean it now, and you have that fresh start in the spring, that it almost feels like a new small engine appliance, or it feels like a new tool when you start to bring it out in the spring. Another thing that you want to be sure that you do in the fall before you put your mower or your other small engine tools away for the year is to take care of the battery. If you leave the battery, it can freeze and it can be problematic. And so you want to be able to either take it out and put it somewhere that's safe, and you'll have to charge it in the spring, put it on a trickle charge in the spring before you get everything going, or use something like the charge tender, which you just hook up to your battery, leave it in the mower, then you just plug it in the garage or in the shop and leave it all winter long. And that way, if the charge drops, it just brings it back and it keeps it at that nice even level all winter long. And so whenever you have the good day in the spring, you can grab it, you don't have to charge the battery, and you're ready to go. Now, if you need any more tips and techniques on how to take care of those small engines in the fall and get them ready for the winter, go to any of our North 40 locations or visit us on north40.com.